you think that's a bit of a problem for the Premier League? I mean, I don't see it as a problem, Andy. I think the fact that they've been so dominant, that they're dragging the standards up, you've got to get to 90-plus points to beat them. Can you see them dominating for the next 5 to 10 years?
I think if Pep stays, I think all the time he stays, I genuinely believe he's a very unique coach. I think he's the best coach I've ever seen. Some of the football, the way that his team plays, the way they construct their football, the way they go about it is amazing. Look, there's been brilliant managers. You know, we know the Fergies and the Wengers and co. Mourinho has been a brilliant manager. I think as a coach, I don't see anybody that comes close. Klopp's a brilliant manager and a modern day coach, but I don't see anybody coming close to what Guardiola does with that team. So I think all the time he's there, I think they're going to be the team to beat year in, year out, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go to the phone lines, 03717 22 33 44. I mean, were you settled when he scored after 13 seconds?
Right, and do you know, Benty, it's a good point you just mentioned that there. I want to ask our listeners, and keep it clean, you mucky devils, right? I want to know the best 13 seconds of your life. Because for some people at the weekend, that was the best 13 seconds they've ever had, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That start to that cup final in a Manchester derby, the first ever at Wembley. So text and emails, come on, get them rolling in. The best 13 seconds of your life. But keep it clean, please.
All right, well, as I said, we're going to the phone lines. Let's go and speak to Steve. He's a Manchester City fan. Steve, how you doing?
All right, guys, how are you?
Yeah, we're good. So Gundogan again pops up, man of the moment, 2 great goals. What do you do with him next?
I think he should give him a 2-year contract. At the moment, I think he's more important than De Bruyne. And you mentioned putting the first names first on the team sheet. I think John Stones will be one of them. The way he's playing at the moment. But I think Gundogan got to be 2 years, definitely. He's up there with Yaya Toure, without a doubt.
And he's got, as the seasons have progressed, Steve, he sort of gets better and more significant. He plays a bigger role in a lot of these massive games for you, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like a fine German wine.
He is indeed. No, it's very true. He is. And I totally get it. Why would you want to you never want to let good players go. Sometimes you can't help it. And it'll be interesting to see just why. I don't know why it's got to this point with Gundogan. Why, Steve, has it got to this point that he's literally on the verge of his contract running out?
I phoned you guys a few weeks ago before the Madrid game, and I think it was before the Bayern Munich game, and said the 2 people we want to keep is Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. They're the 2 key players. And you asked me if they were more important, you would have Jude Bellingham or would have them 2. Well, I'd have Gundogan over Jude Bellingham at this moment in time, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Listen, Steve, great call there. Yeah. Let's go and speak to Andy. He's also a Manchester City fan. Andy, how you doing?
I'm all right, boys. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. So talk to me. First name on the team sheet, Gundogan, or who would be the first name on the team sheet? And also, what do you do with him?
First name on the team sheet, Ruben Diaz, all day long.
Oh, wow,
the guy is a born leader. And you look at our form since he's come back in the team; it's been absolutely spectacular.
Andy, my only thing with that though is I get it. I think Ruben Diaz is fantastic, but if you lost him, I think you could cope without him.
I don't know. I mean, you look at the form before he came back in the team, and we were shady at the back because of letting goals in. He has tied it all together. He's a leader from the back, and he gives all the other players the freedom to move around because they know behind them is an absolute born leader who's not going to make a mistake. He's been absolutely phenomenal for us this season. I think that if you look at it really carefully, he's the man moving forward that's going to tie it all together. Like any great teams, the one United who've had Ferdinand, Liverpool who had Van Dijk, we've got Diaz, and nothing's getting past him. Nothing at all.
Tell you what, he's like a colossus, isn't he?
Oh,
he's
wow.
a huge, amazing, powerful man. What Vinny Company did for the team in his time back.
Cheers, Andy.
Back when Vincent Company was playing, you always used to look at him and see him there as not only that leader voice, but like just his presence, just his sheer size. Ruben Diaz is like that. I can imagine strikers when they're going up against that guy thinking, I'm going to have to play unbelievably
what's
well
funny you
today.
said that, Andy, is that I remember playing against Vincent Company, right? And listen, he was so hard to play against, strong, quick. But you know what made it even worse for me, like mentally for me, is that there was one time I was on the halfway line, he was behind me, and it was like 2v1. So like him and another defender, and the rest had pushed forward. And he said to the other defender, don't worry, you go forward here, leave me 1v1.
Did he really?
Yeah, like each went, go forward. I just thought, wow.
Did your head just dip a little bit? Like, the chin just went down a bit.
He went, oh no. He said, don't worry, hey, no, go. Engage. He was happy to go 1v1.
Was he the best you played against?
Nah, the best was Rio Ferdinand.
Right.
Yeah, because he could.
Because Rio could do everything, couldn't he?
Run, quick, strong, could play.
Good play. Yep.
Everything. All right, let's go and speak to Steve. He's a Manchester City fan. Steve?
All right, boys.
Talk to me. First name on the team sheet.
First name on the team sheet, Rodri.
Yeah.
Easy. And he won't make the same mistake. He made a mistake against Chelsea and Porto. He's the one player we've got that you can't actually replace.
What do you think, Andy?
Well, look, it's got such a simple game, but the simplest thing to do on a football field is often the hardest thing to do. And he's got that great awareness. He's got the knack to feel where the ball's going to land, so he can pick it up, to recycle it and get his team going. He doesn't over elaborate on it. I think he's an unselfish player. Every team needs one like that. I totally get it. I totally get why you would say someone like Rodri. I mean, John Stones at the weekend, I thought was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Gundogan will, obviously because of the goals and etc. I understand people saying, he's the man of the match. But I thought John Stones was actually City's best player. I thought the way he played in there like a seasoned sitting midfielder, not someone who's just been sort of shoehorned into it, and you're keeping your fingers crossed that he's going to do it. No, he's now looking in that role like somebody that can play effortlessly in that position, Benty. I thought he was absolutely outstanding.
Cheers, Steve. Do you think Gareth Southgate's got a problem then, Andy? Because you look at the way he's played, John Stones, you look at the way Trent's played all of a sudden. Yeah. What does he do, Gareth? Do you play with Gareth?
I played with Gareth at Villa, yes, I did.
Of course.
Yeah. Played with Gareth. I mean, look, nice problems to have, isn't it? Nice problems to have, to think, can I now start to develop the England team, perhaps the way one or two of these club teams are going, with these kind of evolving fullbacks and guys that can come from central defensive positions and push forward and go and play and stay there and go and play. Look, Declan Rice has got a big summer ahead, hasn't he? He's got a big summer ahead. Something we all feel is probably going to happen with him after this cup final for West Ham. Gareth's got some nice problems to have. He's got a lot of very, very good players at his disposal, and I think he will be very acutely aware of how well people like John Stones have played in this role for City, what it adds, what it gives them. It's lovely to watch, and it's great that, usually you play out of position, Ben. I don't know about it. Did you ever play out of position other than a striker?
I started out wide, yeah.
Because I started I actually played full-back and wing-back a few times back for Southampton in the day when you're first trying to get going. And I got by, and then all of a sudden I had a couple of games where someone comes along and embarrasses you a bit, makes you look like someone playing out of position. And that's the way I've always felt about that. When you're asked to play in a different role, you can cope for a while, and then eventually you get found out. But I'm looking at these boys, and that's not happening. No. These guys that are going into the middle of the park. City fans will remember, Darren, I commentated on a game years ago, I think Pep's first season. They played up at Goodison. They got beat either 4 or 5, I can't quite remember. And he had Zabaleta going in there alongside Yaya. Yeah. From that, Pablo Zabaleta played in the middle of the park that day. And I remember thinking, no, he can't play. And he couldn't, and the team got well beaten, and it never worked. And I remember thinking, wow, what was all that about? And here we are, years later. He's done the same with Philipp Lahm in BeIN. Had him sort of playing in various different positions. Others have done it, and now he's doing it again, and he's doing it very successfully. These aren't people that are just going in there looking okay for a game or two. They're able to do it week in, week out.
That's one of the very, very best.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.